Okay, so here's another post-run video, out of breath to prove it. Partly because I feel like I'm accountable to you now for keeping up my running and doing my posts with no makeup. So I wanted to talk about self-promotion. Sounds gross, right? Especially for women. Years ago, people used to come to me and say, how can I work on my brand? What should I do to let others know what I'm doing? And create an impression about who I am and my strengths. And I always used to say, don't do that. It's fake, it's manipulative, let your work speak for itself, etc, etc. And then over the years I came to realise that that was rubbish advice. So sorry to anyone in the past who I gave that advice to. And I think the thing that most sort of shocked me into realising that was thinking about it from the perspective of diversity and inclusion, whether that's women or other groups, disabled people, racial discrimination, all of those aspects of exclusion in the workplace, and just really waking up and seeing that we don't work in a meritocracy. Just working hard and letting your work speak for itself and expecting to get rewarded doesn't work. Because if it worked, then our boardrooms would be much more diverse and interesting than they are now, right? Women would be there, people of colour would be there, disabled people would be there, and they're not. And certainly not enough in terms of really representing the society and communities that we live in. So that was really what woke me up. And I started to give people advice as when they were coming to me as a mentor, that was, yeah, you do need to work on your brand, and yeah, you do need to shout about what you're doing, and you do need to communicate and let other people know what your work is and the value that you're bringing. And that's even more the case now with hybrid working, because we're not often seen as easily. So there are three things that I want to sort of leave you with here. Number one is do it. It's not a meritocracy, and you do need to think about how other people see you and what they know about what you do. Number two is you can do it in an authentic way. You don't have to be brash and arrogant. You can talk about your work, you can praise the work of your team, you can do it in a way that has integrity and is consistent with the kind of leader that you want to be. Think about how you talk up the work of your whole team, how you praise a collaboration that you've been involved with. You can do this in an authentic way. And then lastly, I would say, do it for others. If it makes you feel a bit uncomfortable, think about how you're creating space for other people. Do you as a leader create opportunities for everyone to talk about their successes, to celebrate what they've achieved? Because I work with a lot of high-performing people who don't do that. You know, that's the essence of what's got them so far, is they just keep going, and every time they achieve something they go for the next thing, and they very rarely stop and say, that was good, well done me. So actually creating spaces, not just for you but for others, to talk about their achievements and their successes will be really good for you and your teams and your organisation. So go out there and promote yourself.